Hello world, welcome back to my channel guys. Today's tutorial is very simple to make. I'm going to use 4 pieces of this yarn, so 2 of the green and 2 of the purple color, and I'm using a 5.0 mm hook, and this yarn is a medium size 4 yarn, and yeah, so I'm using a 5.0. You can use any hook and any yarn that you want to use for this project, depends on you. So first of all, you make your magic circle, or just a starting point. Then you make your chain, and the length should be the height that how long you want your top to be. So you measure from your shoulder to down under your bust, or like as long as you want it, just to measure it, okay, vertically. Then you make your chain. So with this one, I'm making it for a size extra small person, so I chained 40 in all. Then I made a double crochet. So with this work, I'm going to use only double crochets and maybe single crochets along the way, right? So this is my chain of 40. Then I make the double crochet into each of the stitch holes that I have. So double crochet into the very first one stitch hole, and then another double crochet into the next stitch hole, then throughout till you get to the end of the chain. Guys, if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe and give me a like and comment, and yeah. Okay, so let's make our double crochet till we get to the end of our chain. Guys, at the end, this is what you should be getting. Now you chain one and you turn your work. So you always make sure you chain one and turn your work. Then the first stitch hole, you chain one, you turn your work. Then the first stitch hole is going to take a double crochet, a normal double crochet. Then the next stitch hole, you make your double crochet at the back loop of it, okay? So instead of the normal double crochet, just make the double crochet at the back loop. Back loop means you see the loops, you have 2 loops here, the front one and the back one. Just insert your hook through the back like how I'm doing. That's the back loop, okay? So you see the loops, you insert your hook not here but at the back like this. That's the back looping, okay? So we are going to make back looping throughout till we get to the end, and the last stitch hole that you get will be the normal double crochet that you started with. So always the first stitch hole and the last stitch hole takes the normal double crochets that we know of. Yeah, so the last stitch hole, you just yarn over and insert your hook like this. That's the normal double crochet, okay? So you chain one and you turn your work again. Then the first stitch hole will take the normal double crochet, then the rest of the first stitch hole and the last will take the normal double crochet, then the rest will take the back looping double crochets that we know of, okay? We are doing this because we want the edges of our work to stay, okay? So for the purpose of your work being straight and be able to lie down well, we make the normal double crochet at the end. So we keep on until it is wide enough to cover one part of our breast, okay? So I made a total of 10 rows, and on the 10th I'm going to create a neck hole, okay? Just a small V neck hole. So I made 30. You see, I chained the whole row is 40 double crochets, but with this one, to create the neck hole, I made 30 double crochets. Then I continued with the next color which is the purple. So I added the extra 10 chains to make up with the length of my work. Okay, like this. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm trying to create a neck, a vein neck hole. So the green part covers one part of my top, then the other one, the purple, also will cover the other part. So yeah, so I'm going to go in with double crochet, just like we started with the chain and made a normal double crochet. So I'm making double crochets until I get to where the green color starts. Then I make my back looping of double crochets. Yeah, so this work too, you can make it in one color, but I decided to make it two colors too. Yeah, for the summer. All right, so I made my double crochet till I get there. Then I continued with the same color, back looping it. Okay. Yeah, so I'm making it so I get to the end again. Then at the end I make my normal double crochet, chain 1 and 10, and like this, go up and down like this till the length or the width becomes like the green parts. Yeah, so at the end, this is what I have for the front part of my work. Now I'm not going to cut off my yarn. I'm going to continue with the back parts of my top. Okay, so with the back parts, you know, where the purple color is, I'm going to use purple, and where there is the green color is, I'm going to create the green color. But because I'm not going to I'm going to crochet it together, I'm going to create an armhole. Okay, and with the armhole, I'm going to just divide the work into two like this, so that part of it becomes the armhole and part of it just becomes the double crochets that we have. Okay, so let's do that. So half of it, I'm going to double crochet 20. So the next 20 stitches is going to be normal double crochet. So always the first one takes the normal double crochet, then the rest of the 19 stitch holes become the back looping again. I'm using the back looping because it kind of creates this kind of beautiful texture for your work. You can go in with your normal double crochet throughout, but to create this beautiful texture, I'm going for the back looping double crochets. So I'm making that till I get to the middle, which is the 20th stitch hole, and this is what I have. So the rest is going to be where your arm is going to pass through. So that's the armhole. So I'm going to make a chain of 20 to make up with the rest of the stitch holes that I have. Yeah, so this is it, just like this place. Now I'm going to go in with my double crochet just like we did for the neck hole. So after that, you see that this part will just gently go behind it like this to create a beautiful outfit. So let's continue. You yarn over, and let me tell my work. You make your double crochets into each of the chain holes that you have. Then when you get to where the double crochets have already been created, you make your back looping. Guys, yeah, so at the end, this is what I have. Now I keep on with my double crochet, back looping, and double crochets, and so that the width is big enough to cover your back. Okay, so it's basically going to be the same number of rows that we have here. Okay, so I'm going to continue with it throughout till it is wide enough to cover the back. Guys, so after that, this is what I have. This is the back part of my work. You see the same width. Then this is the front part of the work with the neck hole. So now I'm going to sew the top to create a neck hole, and sew the top, then sew the side as well to finish with my top. It's very simple to make. So with this one, you just leave some space, okay, for your neck to be able to go through. So I left some spaces, and I started from this side to the end, and I also started from the other side to the end. Okay, I didn't start from the beginning because at least your neck should be able to go through the hole that you are creating. Okay, so just middle part of it, you insert your hook. You can use your thread and needle for this, and you can use single crochets to join the front panel and the back panel together, but I'm using single crochet to join it. You can use your thread and needle for a more secure work, right? Okay, after sealing, you do the same for the other side, and you cut off your excess yarn, and this is it. So guys, after fixing, this is what I have. Mind you, I made the single crochet at the negative part of my work, so that when I turn my work, you not really see the single crochets that I've already done. Now you are going to sew the side, so you measure from where you started. Yeah, so you just sew this side so that you have an armhole over here as well. Okay, so the sealing too, you use your thread and needle, or you use your hook and your yarn just to make single crochets to join it, and you're good to go. Guys, after fixing, make sure you turn your work to the positive part of your work. So guys, this is what we have. You see that the positive side is so beautiful, no stitches showing, but you can also make single crochets at the neck parts of your work just to keep it in place. It depends on you, or you cut off your excess and you can wear it like that. Now let's finish with the down part of our work. So with the down part of my work, I'm going to, it's just so simple, just double crochets, normal double crochets. Then when you get to the stitch hole before you change, or the middle part of your work, just make a single crochet and slip stitch and single crochet, and you continue with the double crochets. I'll show you what to do. So let's make our double crochets in down part. So you see that the down part, you don't really, the double crochet, the stitch holes are not, the stitch holes are not really showing. So you just yarn over and put your hook anywhere that you feel comfortable with, okay, and make your double crochet. Okay, so anywhere you feel comfortable with, just insert your hook and make your double crochet. Now with the this one, because I'm going to change my color, the stitch hole before the middle part, which is this part, I'm going to make a single crochet for that. So just the stitch hole before the middle part, I'm making a single crochet. And as well as I'm making single crochets, I'm also going to change my color to the purple color. Okay, now with the middle part, I just made a slip stitch, just a slip stitch, just a slip stitch like this, or single crochet. Okay, then you make your continue with your normal double crochets. So the middle part, the very middle part, takes a slip stitch. Then the before that middle part and after the middle part takes single crochet. Okay, then the rest go with your double crochets until you get to the side, like the side. It doesn't go through the back anyway, so it's just the front part that we are working with. And the main aim is to just make the middle part feel smaller than the other side, than the side. Okay, so you continue with your double crochet front, the back post double crochets till you get to the stitch hole before this one. Then you make your single crochet, then in the stitch, the middle part, you make slip stitch, then you make another single crochet, then you continue with your double crochet. So I made 3 rows in all for this, so you can see that where we did the slip stitch is way inside and the side is more protruding. So this is just to create a design anyway. Right, so guys, you are done with your work. You cut off your excess yarn, and yeah, so this is our work. You can continue with this, depends on you. Okay, so you can also make single crochets at the edges of your neck just to keep your work in place, and you cut off all excess yarn that is hanging around. Just cut it off and your work will be so neat and simple to make. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as well, and I can't wait to see what you make out of this. Thank you for joining me. Bye.